I'm Patricia with My Gal the Zombie, Tragedy Travesty. I'm here with Russ Streiner, who was in Night of the Living Dead, and we're here at Walker Stalker, Denver, and we're going to ask him a few questions today. So, hi Russ!
Hey Patricia, how are you?
I'm doing really good.
Thank you for coming by to see me.
It is really an honor to see you. Just Night of the Living Dead is just one of those quintessential zombie movies that is just so brilliantly shot and acted. So the honor is mine. So
great.
The first question I had for you is, what was it like working on the set of Night of the Living Dead?
Well, in addition to playing the character of Johnny, I also co-produced the film along with Carl Hardman, and George Romero directed it, obviously. George and I had been in business, in the film business in Pittsburgh for about 6 or 7 years before we made Night of the Living Dead. We were doing TV commercials and documentaries and business films, but we all wanted to do what we called a real movie. And Night of the Living Dead was our first film. So I was intimately involved with the film from the ground up. I wasn't just hired as an actor.
Oh, that is just amazing. I didn't know you had so much in it.
And still today, John Russo and I are the two trustees who run the day-to-day affairs of Night of the Living Dead, so I'm still involved with it every day.
So it's like your baby that you love so much and it never goes away.
Absolutely, yeah. It's kind of surreal to see what has happened from the basic story of Night of the Living Dead that has spawned so many other recently dead coming back to life films and TV series.
Which are just honestly the best in my opinion. Obviously we have My Gal the Zombie, and one of the episodes that we actually did was for Night of the Living Dead. And it was probably one of my favorite ones. The entire night we were just like, they're going to get you, Barbara. And
you do it pretty well.
Thank you.
Johnny would have done it a little differently. He would have said, they're coming to get you, Patricia.
Oh, that's great. So are you working on anything right now?
Well, in addition to my responsibilities with Night of the Living Dead, I also started 26 years ago the Pittsburgh Film Office. And I don't know how many people realize it, but Pittsburgh has become a very, very popular production center. So if you go to our website, pghfilms.org, you can see a complete filmography, including Night of the Living Dead, of all the movies that have been made in Pittsburgh, and now not only movies, but TV series as well.
I will definitely have to check that out. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, are there any other stories you want to tell us today?
Well, other than the fact that we are coming up on the 50th anniversary of Night of the Living Dead, and I can tell you this, that we, George Romero, John Russo, my brother Gary, and a few others of us, have a few surprises up our sleeves coming up for the 50th.
I'm really excited about that. And is that information going to be on the website when it comes up?
Yeah, when we're ready to put it out, you'll know about it, that's for sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Russ.
Great to meet you.
Great to meet you, too.
Take care.
Thank you. This is Patricia with My Gal the Zombie, Tragedy Travesty. I'm here at Walker Stalker, Denver, with Judith O'Day from Night of the Living Dead. We're going to ask this very brilliant, beautiful, wonderful woman a few questions today. So, what was it like working on the set of Night of the Living Dead?
Oh, Patricia, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was my first feature film. I was 22 when we started filming. It was a chance of a lifetime to continue to grow my career. I learned so much from George, all of the cast. It was a wonderful experience.
So do you still love chasing zombies around?
I don't chase too many of them nowadays, but even though horror was not initially my genre of choice, I have grown a great respect for the whole genre, and there are no fans like a horror fan. They are the most dedicated, supportive people I have ever met.
This is very true. I got into horror really late in my life too. Probably, I'm 27 now, probably about 5 years ago I really started getting into it. And I'm actually working on a paper about the final girl in slasher films for Denver Comic-Con.
Wonderful, congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So that's what I'm working on. What are you working on right now?
I have a film called Blood of the Dragon that's in the works. We haven't filmed yet. That probably will film in 17. I have a film that should be coming out this month. It's don't tell Russ next door that I told you.
Okay.
It's called Night of the Living Dead Genesis.
Oh.
There is, I'll only say, there is a twist to the storyline. That's all I'll say.
I am just so excited to see that now. Like, I feel like I'm getting goosebumps. Well, is there any other stories you would like to share with us today?
Well, I'll tell you a dream I have.
Oh, yeah.
I'm working on a story of my own. I happen to feel that there are aliens that have been around a long time,
I think so,
taking a look at this planet. Well, my story is about an alien who meets an old lady. I would love one day to see that on film.
I would love to see that too, and I hope you're that lady, because you are just fantastic. You're the best.
Patricia, thank you.
It is an honor meeting you. Thank you so much.
You bet. My pleasure.
Hi, this is Patricia with My Gal the Zombie, Tragedy Travesty, and we're here at Walker Stalker Denver with Zach Galligan from Gremlins, which is one of the best horror comedy movies I have ever seen in my life. So we're going to ask him a few questions today. Hi, Zach.
Sure. Hi, Patricia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Hanging in there. Pretty good.
All right. Well, what was it like working on the set of Gremlins and Gremlins 2?
Well, they were two very different experiences. I would say the first one was very kind of laid back and fun and experimental, and there was really no kind of sense of expectations, really. And then the second one was a little bit more like the pressure that comes with expectations that people want to kind of, top what we did the first time, or do something kind of that just would make some kind of an impact. So yeah, there was maybe a little bit more pressure to succeed the second time around, which is fairly typical.
All right. So are you working on any new projects right now?
I got a film coming out this year called The Chair with the late Rowdy Roddy Piper and Naomi Grossman from American Horror Story. So that should be out, what is it, April now? I would guess probably sometime by the fall, I would guess. These small indie movies, they come out, sometimes they have to figure out distribution a little bit. So they're kind of figuring that out right now. But it should be out by the end of the year. And it's kind of cool, kind of a trippy movie.
All right, I'm really excited to see that from the way that you described it. So how many Gremlins exactly are in your house?
How many Gremlins are in my house? I would say there are 0 Gremlins in my house. They never let me take any of the Gremlins. Looks like a panel is getting underway here. And in fact, not only would they not let me take a Gremlin, but they would make me pop my trunk, and they would search my car every time I left the set, because they were afraid I was going to take one.
That is so mean. So they're basically like the old shopkeeper, just taking Gizmo from you all the time.
Pretty much. Each Gizmo or Gremlin was somewhere between $30,000 and $45,000 to make.
Oh, wow.
So they weren't really going to give them away. It's kind of like giving away cars.
Makes sense. Well, is there any other stories you would like to share with us today?
Not really, except I think people will probably be excited to know that they're working on a Gremlins 3 right now, and they're going to be, as soon as they come up with the script, we'll see what it's all about and what's going to happen with it in terms of its execution.
All right, thank you so much, and it is such an honor to meet you.
Thank you, darling.
I grew up with comic books and with Batman and Robin, and especially my dad used to sit me in front of the TV and have Adam West literally babysit me, and it would be followed up by like the Justice League and just the Superman TV show, and such a big part of DC is my life. I was actually here when Columbine happened. We had just moved here. I was in 4th grade, and my mom comes to pick me up, and she's crying, and I don't understand what's going on. And I was like, if I can only just go home and watch Batman, like everything's gonna be okay. Like just watch Batman. And it wasn't on that night, it's the news. And that's when I started crying because I didn't understand and my hero wasn't there. And it was just like such a pivotal point in my life, slowly appreciating Batman. I think all of us collectively
Actually, I think everyone around the world, well, especially in America, that sucks.
Yeah, well, we're also not like messing with our people.
Yeah, seriously.
So yeah, we like that as well.
Well, it's just awful seeing this midnight movie and getting home at 3 o'clock in the morning and seeing 20 missed calls, 30 text messages, all these Facebook notifications, and people just going, I know you were out recently, like, where are you? Are you okay? And it hurts. So it's just writing for DC would mean so much to me. So much of my life is DC Comics. I got my English degree from Regis University, graduated magna cum laude, wrote lots of papers on Watchmen, because Virgo is the bomb. And I also watch these two highlights all the time.
We love this. We think we can move the public.
I mean, just your ensemble alone showing up in the DC offices, you know, maybe the Vertigo imprint would be perfect for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, DC Comics? Does she have what it takes?
No, I like to brag, but I've been to the DC office, and I think it would be a perfect fit.
Ming does like to brag, and if I may, I've also been to the DC offices, not as a comic book man, but as a comic book fan. I was given a tour by one of the editors, and you know what? There's an energy of DC comics.
Hey, you say tour, I say you were running around the office naked while they chased you. It's not really a tour.
Well,
not, it was
everyone got an iPhone. That's all I have
sort
to
of a
say.
tour, and then like as they dragged you off the MLP, dragged you out. That also open cuffs. That also was not kind of a tour.
Well, you know, they threw a blanket over me. So thank you, NYP.
Right. I'm saying like if you could go under more legitimate means, I think you deserve it.
Heck yeah.
What do you need then?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I'm doing my full support behind
DC, I think you should give her a shot. I mean, Jeff, what do you got to lose?
Yeah.
Think about it. Look at her.
Yeah.
Eye candy, and if she's got the chops, perfect. It's a win-win for you.
Yeah, Jeff Dan, Jim, my girl might be some.
Yeah, and then you just dropped the name. Hold on a second. Here you dropped Jim Lee's name. Sorry. Yeah. Anyone who's watching this, any of the assistant editors, the editors, I've been a lifelong DC fan. I haven't always agreed with your editorial decisions. I haven't always agreed with the directions you've taken, your characters, but I've been with you the whole time. And I think that's part of being a fan, is telling you when you're wrong and telling you when you're right. So,
I've still been a fan. You guys have done no wrong. You guys were perfect.
Batman versus Superman was awesome.
actually, I like Batman.
I've had no issues. I'm just for the record.
Ming Chen is, let me get that brown off your nose, too.
Sure, yeah.
It's disgusting. So anyway, you know what? I don't think you can do any wrong there, so give her a shot.